Hi, it's been a while. And the reason why it's been a while is because at the end of February, I started to get super sick and it trickled into March and April. I didn't know what was going on. I was really, really sick. I was not feeling good. I was super exhausted. I was tired all the time. I could not really focus on anything. I was struggling. I did not know what was going on. Anytime I took my meds, I was getting super sick. I was throwing up. I just couldn't figure out what was happening. I was just trying to survive and go to work. The only time I was really awake was going to work or going to pre planned obligations that I had already committed to. But besides that, during March, I spent most of my time really just sleeping. I was so exhausted. I was not feeling good. I felt so drained. There was a lot that was happening. I just couldn't keep anything down. I was struggling, and during that time, I did not do anything. I did not do my routine. I was not really taking care of myself. I just did the bare minimum to keep myself alive, which was eating, sleeping, and showering so I didn't smell. And then I legit washed the same three work clothes that I wore and wore that every single week in March because I just did not have the mental capacity to care about what I wanted to wear, care about what I wanted to dress like. I was just trying to survive. Majority of March, I was struggling. So I didn't do a lot of my hobbies either. That fell by the wayside because like I said, I was just trying to survive. But I am feeling a little bit better. It is the end of April, or close to the end of April, and I am doing much, much better. I am getting back into my routines slowly but surely. And during that time, I did get back into my hobbies. I did read two books, one in March and one so far in April, which I want to talk about with you guys a little bit to give you some updates of what I've been up to. And the two books that I read are actually rereads because, like I said, I did not have the mental capacity to start anything new, to really get into anything. So reread was definitely a go for me. So I ended up rereading two books. The first one was the one I read in March, and that was On the Fence by Casey West. This is actually in a series together. Did not know that. I've always read this as a standalone. I believe this is the third time I've reread this. I've enjoyed this so much. It is super cute. It follows a girl who is a tomboy and she ends up getting a speeding ticket, her third one, I believe. Her dad finds out and he tells her that she now needs to get a job to pay off this speeding ticket. And so you follow her and her getting this new job, which kind of throws her schedule in a loop, which causes her to start to get these nightmares that she usually doesn't get if she goes on a run, but she ends up getting these because of her job, causing her not to be able to go on these runs. So she ends up going outside in the backyard to kind of help herself calm down, and she ends up having a chit chat with her neighbor who she views as a brother, and she starts to see a different side of him that she doesn't normally see when her brother actually hangs out with him and when she hangs out with him during the day, and she starts to develop feelings for him. This is a really cute story. I very much enjoyed it. I gave it a 3-star. I love the dynamic of the family, the relationship, the friendship, and everything, the siblings. It was super cute, though I did have an issue with the main girl kind of faking who she was for a period of time. It was getting a little annoying and just not being who she really was, as well as I wish that there was a little bit more flirtatiousness between the two characters. I feel like there could have been a little bit more of that, but there wasn't. I just wish there was just that a little bit of that. That's about it. I still did very much enjoy this. It's super cute. I adore it. And then the second book that I read was actually read in April, and this is for one of the reading challenges that I have been doing for the year, and the prompt was to read something nostalgic. So I picked up Elsewhere by Gabriella Zevin. I actually read this when I was in high school. I reread it a few years ago. When I say a few, I meant about 6 or 7 years ago, I think. And this is my third time rereading this, and I very much enjoyed this. This is a little bit deeper of a read because you follow a 16-year-old girl who was killed in a hit and run, and you kind of follow her in the afterlife and her trying to figure out what to do considering she died so young, and you kind of see her go through all these stages of different feelings, grief, all that stuff. And it's very enjoyable. I really like it. I did do a full in-depth review the second time I reread this. I'll link it in the description for you guys if you're interested in reading my thoughts and opinions. But I very much enjoyed this. I gave it, I want to say 4 stars, but overall was a fun reread. I really liked it. So these were the 2 books that I read in March and April so far. Not a lot of reading done, but I did also get back into crocheting. So I want to do another temperature blanket. I know. Can't I do anything different other than a temperature blanket? Absolutely not. Did I finish my last one? Absolutely not. Am I going to? Yes, I will. When? Don't know. But I have all the temperatures already saved in a Excel. So if I ever want to continue and finish that temperature blanket, I can. But I am starting a new one. Yes, I know I am 4 months behind, but this time I'm actually doing granny squares. And these are actually a lot faster to do because it's just kind of a repetitive thing. Even though a straight line is very repetitive, but I don't have to change colors so often because I can just do a granny square. And so I have these ones already blocked. I still need to work on these ones. And I have currently 2 in the works right now. This is my setup for granny square blocking or whatever it's called. I don't know. But yeah, the month of January had a lot of cool blue color. I am working on the other dates. I am about halfway done in January because I think I have about 15 here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Pretty spot on, 15. So I have 15, so about halfway in January, and I have, I think, 3 other granny squares done for the other temperatures. So I'm pretty much almost done with January's color schemes. I'm just gonna figure out how I want to put the blankets together. Do I want like January, February, March, or January, February, March, and then just go across? Kind of figuring that out with the granny square and how I want it to work. So yeah, because I don't want it a very long blanket, or maybe I do. Who knows? I'm still figuring that out, as you can see. But yeah, and then another quick update. I am going to try to work on my den. I have been neglecting this den. I've had these bookshelves. I rarely film in front of it. I don't really have like a good setup because it's a current mess over here. I will actually show you guys. So it is a current mess, as you can see. It's not great. And I still have a ton of books. Let me reset you guys back up. Ooh, I'm crooked as fuck. Okay, it may not be at the same angle, but anyways, I do have another bookshelf that we just bought. I don't think that is going to be enough for all the other books that I have over here and the ones that you guys are propped on at the moment. I know I have my tripod here, but this tripod doesn't have a attachment for my phone, and my camera is currently dead. I need to charge it, so there is that. But yeah, so I need to do that. I need to build that bookshelf and put these books on, because then once I put these books on, I think there's gonna be a little bit more room. I am just thinking of going through all this stuff and donating a lot of the things because they've been here in this den for a while and I haven't touched them. So I think I'm just gonna be very harsh and just kick them to the curb because I just haven't used or looked at any of these. Clearly they're not important enough for me to keep around. So I think I might just do that. And yeah, and then I am working on my office as well. I'm redecorating it because I did get a few new collectible items that I want to set up, and the current setup right now ain't great. I also want to put up some posters that I had gotten over the years. I haven't had the chance to do that, so I think I'm going to do that. I was trying to buy frames for some of them. It's looking like it's not looking good on buying those frames because frames are expensive, guys. $45 for a frame? My God. Stress. Anyways, yeah. Gotta figure that out. Might not get the frames for those ones. I do have frames for my other ones. So those are gonna go up with the others. The others may not have frames. Maybe when I make more money and I'm a little more richer in life, maybe I'll fork out $45 for a frame. $45, that's expensive. My God. Anyways, not me having a minor crash out about how expensive fucking frames are. Yeah. Another update for myself is I have been trying to drink more water, which shock horror for my friends and family who are watching, because I don't usually drink a lot of water, but ever since that whole episode of me not feeling very well, I have been trying to hydrate myself, just trying to do better and take care of my body. So, more water for sure. And if you're wondering where I got this, my friend actually made this for me, which bless, love her. I'm gonna actually have her make me a Oilers cup because I want a matching set for my Chargers and Oilers because, come on. Speaking of Oilers, they're in the playoffs this year. I don't think they're going to go far this year. They have not been playing very well. So I am having very little hopes. I say that last year as well, but they went to the Stanley Cup Finals and then my hope went up. But this year, I don't have a lot of hope because they just were not playing well at all. I think they will get past the first round, and I think they'll lose in the second round. That is my personal opinion. That's how I feel. Hopefully, they could prove me wrong, but I just don't feel it this year. I don't feel like they're going to make it all the way there. That's just how I feel. I just feel like another team is going to win this year because the Florida Panthers are not in the playoffs this year. So, hopefully, someone new wins. I want someone new to win, because the same teams keep getting back into the Stanley Cup. So I just want either my team or someone new. So yeah. Anyways, I've been rambling on for about 13 minutes now, which probably doesn't feel like 13 minutes for you guys because I'll probably cut it down. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, so that is the update from me and where I've been and how I'm doing. I am going to try to film a little bit this week. We will see. I don't know how much I'm going to film considering I'm just getting back into filming. I want to try to do it slowly, and I'm hoping that by doing this will actually encourage me to read a little bit more so I have something to talk about in my vlogs. But this one, I don't know how it's going to turn out since it is my first video back since everything that happened. So yeah, we will see. Hopefully, you guys aren't going to be super bored, but no promises. Like I said, I'm just trying to get back into swing of things. But yeah, I'll update you guys a little bit more this week. It is Monday. Tuesday, I am going to be busy because I have my appointment that I have to go to because I have to see doctors, of course. And my husband actually has an appointment with his mom to go do some stuff. And then afterwards, my husband wants to go to Jollibee because they are doing a collab with Final Fantasy. So we want to kind of go and do that because we missed out on the One Piece Popeye collaboration, which kind of glad that we missed out on it because your girlie was not going to be sitting out in the damn sun for 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours, and then realize we are one of the states that was not getting any of the bento boxes. So I'm glad I ended up not doing it. Granted, I didn't end up doing it because we actually had prior engagements that we needed to do and then totally forgot about it, which was totally fine. But yeah, and then I found out they ended up doing it online. They ended up selling the bento box online, which I felt bad for the people that ended up waiting to get those bento boxes. But yeah, they ended up selling it online, which sold out pretty quickly. Girlie didn't even attempt. She was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna wake up that early to try to fucking get a bento box. I miss it. Oop-de-doo. Oh well. So yeah, that happened. But my husband really wanted to do the Jollibee one, so we're gonna go and do that. We're gonna be super tired tomorrow, but we will see how that goes. I will try to record it if we do end up getting the Final Fantasy stuff. I might bring my crochet stuff as well as a book. I don't know if I want to pick something now or read the books that I have set, because I do have the audiobook for A Lesson in Chemistry. I have the audiobook for In the Afterlife, which, by the way, I still have not finished, and I started that in fucking February. Oops, sorry for my language. And I also have the audiobook, I think, for Blood and Honey, but that one I checked out from the library, and that might have been returned. So that might not be it. I might end up finishing In the Afterlight because I have been meaning to finish that. I've been reading that for about 3 months now. Technically 3 months, since I started it in February and then did not listen to it or read it at all in March. So I might finish that. That might be something I might do. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, so that is my long update. It wasn't a quick update, but that is my long update, and hopefully I will update you guys more in this vlog and not just leave it hanging, because that's something I might end up doing. We will see. We will see. Okay, so I finished my doctor's appointment. It went well. It was pretty quick. Glad that was done. Now we are gonna go to Jollibee's and grab some food, and as well as grab whatever Final Fantasy stuff that we can get. Hopefully there is still some stuff because it did just release today, and there might not be anything left because Final Fantasy is very popular. We will see. I did not bring any books or crochet items with me like I wanted to. I forgot. That is on me. So yeah, we just kind of hung out in the waiting room, but luckily the wait wasn't too long. We did get here early, so we chilled in the car for a bit. But yeah, off to Jollibee's we go to get some food and hang out, relax, and then potentially pick up my medication that they sent over to our pharmacy. But yeah, so that is the plan. Okay, so we are home now, and I am glad to be home because today has been a long day, especially for my husband. He is currently taking a nap right now, so I'm trying to be a little quiet to not wake him up. But I did want to talk a little bit about the Jollibee and Final Fantasy collab because I just want to say everything was super adorable. They had a little stand with the Chocobo, and on the Chocobo was the Jollibee mascot. Super adorable. I loved it. And then the packaging of everything was my favorite. I love Moogles, and just seeing all the Moogles, it was so adorable. And as well as the stickers, I did not get a video or a picture of the stickers, but they were also super cute. I loved it. Overall, I think this collab was definitely adorable, and they did have clothing merch, which you had to buy online. Kind of understandable considering it is a restaurant, and trying to sell clothing while trying to make food seems a little hazardous and as well as inconvenient, so I kind of understand why it was only online purchase. But we ended up getting a t-shirt for me and a sweater for my husband. My husband got the Chocobo and Jollibee mascot figure sweater, and I got the, I want to say, the Moogle t-shirt. So yeah, there was a sweater version, but I went with the t-shirt because I have already a lot of sweaters. But overall, I think this collaboration was super adorable. Maybe because I love Moogles, so I'm a little biased, but overall it was super, super cute. And I will have to say, the drink was actually pretty good. I do think it's a little sweet, so it might not be everyone's preference if you don't really like sweet drinks, but I liked it. The only thing that I had an issue with is I think the straw should have been a little bit bigger, or provided a different type of straws, because they had these blue jellies at the bottom and it kept getting stuck in the straw, so it was really hard to drink the drink because the jelly was a little too big to go through the straw, so it was just kind of creating like a blockage. But overall, I still really did enjoy the drink. Overall, I think the whole collaboration was super adorable. And then afterwards, I did have to go to Michael's because I wanted to get another yarn, because one of the colors I needed for my temperature blanket, I ran out, and I needed to do 3 more granny squares. So I went to Michael's, and instead of buying one yarn, I ended up buying a whole bag of yarn because, yeah, honestly, I don't know why I thought I could only buy one yarn. Clearly, I can't. I have no self-control. So I ended up getting a few more yarns because I want to do another project. I want to learn how to do kind of like a tapestry type thing. So I'm going to try. I'm going to learn. We will see. And then I forgot to mention yesterday, my husband and I went to a used bookstore. I ended up purchasing a book. This is the first book I purchased this year, which I am so proud of. I had some self restraint, especially since it's been 4 months and I have not bought a book this year. So I am proud of myself. And to even be more proud, the book that I bought, I've actually already read. So it's not adding to my TBR pile. Thank God, because it's already a large TBR pile. But the book that I ended up getting, I was trying to get without all the awards on the cover, and I just can't find it. And this is the first time I've actually seen this book in hardback, so I had to get it. And it was for a decent price, so I couldn't pass it up. And the book that I got was Aristotle and Dante Discovers the Secret of the Universe by Benjamin Allaire Sons. And I love this book when I read it. It was so good. I enjoyed it a lot, and I can see why it received all the awards. I just wish that it wasn't on the cover, because this cover is a beautiful cover, and I feel like the awards block some of the beautiful art that is on here, though you get to see it over here as well, but I just feel like it blocks it. So that's the reason why I wanted it without the awards. But I saw this at a cheap price. I had to get it. I've been wanting it on my shelves because I love this book so much. I know that there is a second book to this that did come out a few years, many years actually, later than when this book was published, and I've heard many mixed reviews of it, and I'm kind of nervous to pick it up because from what I heard of the reviews, the characters that were in this is not very similar to how they were in this book than they are in the second one, and there was a lot of problems in the second one. So I don't know if I want to pick up the second book in the series and continue on, because I don't want it to ruin my love for the story of this one. So I've been holding off on continuing on and reading it for that main reason. So I think I might not. If you guys have read the second book to the series, let me know what your thoughts are, if you think I should read it or not, because like I said, I've heard so many mixed things about it and they weren't very good. So I'm nervous because I love these two characters so much and the story of this so much that I don't know if I want that book to ruin it for me. So that's the reason why I haven't. But like I said, if you guys have read the second one, let me know your thoughts and if I should pick it up. So that is my update for you guys. I am going to go and crochet as well as charge my phone, chill for a bit, maybe eat because I really haven't eaten. I know we got food at Jollibee's, but I didn't end up eating anything because I wasn't really hungry. Now I'm kind of hungry, so I'm probably going to air fry the fried chicken and eat some of that while I kind of chill and maybe crochet. Maybe not. We will see.
Ooh, my mirror is nasty. I gotta clean that. Anyways, my husband and I are about to head out to his appointment. So I have my crochet items with me. I do have 2 audiobooks that I might listen to while I wait for my husband's appointment, because I don't think I'm allowed to go in with him, so I probably have to wait. But I do have In the Afterlights audiobook, and as well as Emily's Wild Encyclopedia of Fairies. I believe that's what the book is called. It's a very long title. I have the audiobook from that. I do have it checked out from the library, so I might listen to that. But I probably should listen to the In the Afterlight, considering I've been trying to finish that book for 3 months now, and I just fell into a reading slump. So I should probably finish that one. That's probably the book I'll bring. Am I going to read it physically? I don't know, because I'm not very good at reading things physically while in the car because I get very nauseous. But maybe I will read while wait. I don't know. We will see. But that is the plan for today. We might stop and get some food somewhere. Who knows? I'm also wearing my Oilers shirt because I haven't worn any of my sports clothing this year. So I thought, why not wear my Oilers little shirt? It's Connor McDavid's because that's the only Oilers regular shirt I have. It's a Connor McDavid one. I do have some jerseys, but I don't really want to wear a jersey, so yeah.
Okay, so it's been a while since I've updated you guys. It's actually pretty late. It is 4 in the morning. My husband actually just got home, so if you hear some noises, it's actually my husband doing his laundry and as well as getting ready to shower. he got called into work because they were short staffed, so he decided to go in to help out. Also, we've been wanting to pick up extra shifts to make extra money since my husband and I are planning a trip, so we want to make sure we have funds for that. So he is trying to pick up more shifts. So that's one of the reasons why he went in. But I am about to head to bed, and I wanted to give you guys some updates since I haven't. My husband and I did end up going to his appointment, which took no time at all. It was less than 10 minutes. We were in and out very, very fast. So I didn't get much reading done of In the Afterlight, or any crocheting for that matter, but I did read about a page or two, and it made me realize why I ended up putting this book down, because I was not liking where the trajectory of the story was going. I understand this is a young adult. The characters are teenagers, so their brain are not fully developed yet. But I don't like the type of plan that they're hatching up right now. It has really bad consequences, and I don't mind stories where it teaches teenagers or the characters like, hey, your actions have consequences. But I feel like this one is just so stupid and very dangerous, because the type of plan that they have is sending a young kid who has no experience, who literally is traumatized and is going through grief on a mission that he is definitely not ready for. And I also feel like they think that their plan is going to go very smoothly, that nothing is going to go wrong, when literally 2 books and 50% the first half of the story, everything has gone wrong. So I don't know why there is this blatant confidence that this is going to successfully happen. I don't know yet, because I have not seen where the plan is going, but I just feel like a lot of the characters in here are just not really thinking, or if they are, they're not understanding the severity of the situation. And I kind of understand the situation that they're in. They're trying to find the best solution for themselves and to make their lives better, to make the world a little bit better, just everything in general. But I just am not liking where it's going. And I don't know if I want to soft DNF it and come back, or just push my way through. And I'm leaning more on pushing my way through, because I feel like my opinions will not change on how I feel if I come back to the story. I just want to finish the series, and just complete it, because I literally have like 50% left of the story to read, and I just want to push through it. I do have the audiobook. I could probably push it to 2 times speed and maybe cut the time in half in just listening to this, because I'm just very frustrated, and I kind of want to skim read a lot of what's going on, because I do feel like part of it is very repetitive, and that a lot of it could have been cut out as well, because there's a lot of unnecessary things that are going on that I feel like doesn't really add to the story. Who knows, maybe I'll walk that back once I've finished it and that part of the story may be relevant. Who knows, but I'm just not really enjoying this right now. So that was my long-winded explanation as to my update of why I'm not enjoying that book. But moving on, after the appointment, my husband and I did stop and do a bunch of errands. We did stop by a couple places, and we ended up stopping at a store that had some stationaries. And if you guys have followed me, you guys know I love stationaries. Pens are one of my favorite things that I love, and they had a large selection of pens, and I came across my favorite pens, and I have been looking for these pens. Now, the brand and the type of pen you can find very easily. It's the tip of the pen that is important, and I cannot find this size, this fine point tip size pen at all for this brand. I could have bought it online if I wanted to, I'm pretty sure, but I found it at this place and I'm super excited. And it is the G2 Pilot pens, which, like I said, you can find them anywhere, but the main point is it is the fine tip, the 0.38. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus on the pen. Let me see. No, why aren't you focusing? Come on, you could do it. It's not wanting to work. Well, it's not wanting to focus, but it is a very, very fine tip pen. I love these pens. I found them during college and I use them all the time. And I actually use these for my lab reports, and my lab assistant teacher absolutely loved my lab notebook. He said it was one of the cleanest notebooks, and it's all thanks to these pens. I love them. And then I'm trying out new pens. I found these ones there as well. It is the Precise V5 Pilot pens. And again, I love fine tip pens. They're one of my favorites to write with. And I tried one of these out at the store, and I love the way it wrote. I love the way the pen, ink flowed through the pen. Wow, I struggled there. So I picked up 4 colors. I picked up a dark green, a light green, a dark blue, and a light blue. So I ended up picking up a total of 7 new pens that I'm probably going to bring to work to use because I do a lot of writing at work. So that is something I'm going to probably do. But that's pretty much my quick update. I did clean up around the house, but before I go, I did want to show you guys one more thing. So I talked about how I wanted to work on a new project. That was the reason why I bought a bunch of yarn yesterday. And I want to show you guys an update of that project that I'm working on. So I decided to try to get into tapestry crocheting. And I'm currently working on a tapestry right now. It's not the best. I'm struggling to figure out why whenever I'm going diagonal and doing the color change, this is happening. I can't figure out why that's happening. I had redone this about 6 or 7 times. This is the furthest I've gotten, and I can't believe I've gotten it this far, surprisingly, and I am actually loving how it's turning out. I can't wait to see the full tapestry. I'm not even halfway through this. I am about, I think, 1/3 of the way through, potentially even less than that. So once I'm done with this, I'm definitely going to have to block it like I did with my granny squares, because my edge wonky as fuck, and as you can see, it's a little wavy as well. But I think it's also because I have when you change colors, sometimes you have to carry your yarn, so some of these are a little bit thicker than others, especially on this side because there is a lot more colors compared to this side. So this side looks so pretty and so much better than this one, or this side, because this is the face. So we will see how this goes. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I think it's turning out super well. My husband helps me pick out the colors to match, and of course I am gonna end up doing a border around so that it looks a little bit more smoother and more cohesive. But yeah, this is my quick update of my new project that I'm working on. I'm also still working on my crochet temperature blanket. I have been blocking my granny squares and as well as crocheting a few of the squares. I think I crocheted 4 more squares, but I'm currently right now blocking majority of the time because I don't want to have a stack and they're not blocked and then block them at the end. They take a very long time because I am spraying then blocking, and I wait at least 24 hours for it to completely dry and the shape takes form. I know I could wait about like 6 to 8 hours, but I want to make sure that they hold their shape, so I let it sit for about 24 hours before I take them off the board and unpin them. So it's taking a lot longer because of that. I am doing it 2 at a time instead of 1 at a time now, so that is helping for sure. I think I have about 6 or 8 more granny squares I need to block, and about 6 more granny squares I need to crochet, and I would finish January's. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I want it straight across, but then the blanket won't be that long, so I'm just debating what I want to do. Yeah, it might be like a mini blanket, who knows, we'll see. But that is my update. That was supposed to be quick, but now has turned into about 10 minutes. So I'm going to head to bed, and I have work the next 3 days, so I don't know how much I am going to update you during that time, because most of the time I wake up, get ready, go to work, come home, eat, and then sleep on my work days. And I don't usually do a lot of reading or crocheting of that sort, so I may not have any updates. We will see. Alrighty, I have not updated you guys since my work week has ended. It was a super busy work week. We had so many call outs. I ended up staying way later on majority of the days that I worked because of those call outs. So I have no updates or reading updates for you guys. The only thing I have an update for is I actually ended up buying a Granny Square block thingy mabob. I don't really know the official name because I realized trying to block 2 Granny Squares at a time was going to take a while. So I decided to invest in a cheap one that I can use for the time being because I don't really do a lot of blocking. So I didn't want to buy something so big, but I didn't want to buy something too small. So this one worked out really well. It was only $8. I got it on Amazon. I try not to buy things on Amazon quite often, but I couldn't find anything cheaper than that, so I went with it. Also, if you're wondering what this one is, I am using up the scrap yarn that I have that I know I can't make anything with, so I'm making little small granny squares. And what am I going to do with it? Don't know yet. I'm just kind of doing it right now because I don't want the yarns to go to waste. However, I did finish January's granny squares. I literally just need to block these 3 and I would be done with January so I can start February's, which is crazy because this is, I think, half or a little over half of January, and then this is the rest of it here. That is insane. So I now have to figure out how I want to set up the blanket because I know February is the shortest month. So I think I might use white to cover, to make up the missing days. So that way the blanket is even. But I don't know yet. We will see. I'll have to figure that out. But I'm happy I've completed all the granny squares for January. But that's pretty much this vlog. It is a very random vlog. It was just me trying to get back into the swing of things. So I do apologize. There wasn't a lot of reading. But I was just trying to get back into the swing of things and just get back on track after everything that happened in March. So hopefully this will be entertaining for you guys. And in my next vlog, I am planning on building my bookshelf that I showed you guys. I have not built it yet, but I am going to clean up the den a little bit and work on that. So in my next vlog, I think I'm going to vlog and try to transform my den as best as I can. There are still going to be some stuff there that I can't get rid of just yet because we have to put it in storage or find places for those. But that is my plan for the next vlog. And hopefully I will do some reading. I haven't really been in the mood to read quite a lot, so I've just been really putting it off, but I am going to try to pick it back up in May. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you guys did, feel free to hit the like button. And if you guys enjoy content from me and want to see more, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.